Hello. It's a beautiful day once again, and I am back here with day two, as promised from yesterday. So, same time today, we are going to be talking about the most difficult and challenging time of my life and how I overcame. So, if today is your first time being here, my name is Jennifer Adu. I own Jenny Digital. I run that page, and if you're seeing me on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, wherever, it's me, it's the same me. I'm a real person like everybody. I'm a mom of two amazing children. I work full time as a document management administrator with the NHS, and I run my own digital business on the side. Now, today we are talking about me. I'm not talking about business today. It's just, this 10 days, like I said yesterday, is for you to get to know me, for me to get to know you, for you to get to know about my business. So just stick with me for 10 days and we'll take it from there. If you are here on TikTok, it means you probably don't follow me on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Go ahead and look for me, Jenny Digital by Jennifer Adu, and just follow my channel on YouTube, follow my business page on Facebook, so you can have the replays of all the lives that I will be doing. And you can have access to my number on my pages. You can reach out to me directly if you have any question, you want to talk, you want to chat. Remember, my number is strictly on WhatsApp. Okay, if you want to call me, just send me a message. I will personally give you a call. All right. Okay, so let's dig in for today. I'm talking about the most challenging and difficult times of my life and how I overcame. Now, I've been through a lot, but I'll just touch on, very key ones that really, really hit me bad. Okay. And the first one will be the when I lost my baby. I had been trying to get pregnant for a while, and I did get pregnant finally. And then when I was due, I was full term, I lost the baby. So I had to push out a still baby, stillbirth. And this baby came out with a cord around his neck. I did everything right. People would ask, or I even asked, what did I do wrong? I did everything right. I took my medications, I exercised consistently throughout that pregnancy. I'm telling you, like, I went by the book. I did everything right. I prayed. I did everything I'm supposed to do. But I still lost this baby. And it was really, really, really hard for me to carry my son full time and lose that baby, right? That is one. I will come to how I overcame, but let me touch on the next one. God being so good, I had another child. Okay, he replaced my son. I had another son, and after having this baby, I sort of like drifted into depression. Okay, postpartum depression specifically, but at that time I just didn't consider it to be postpartum depression. What really triggered it was when my baby could not latch, and I mean I just strictly wanted to give my baby breast milk for 6 months, like I said, by the book. Okay, so when things didn't happen the way it should happen, it was just a sad moment. I was overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. I've tried everything the doctors and the nurses would say you should do. But at the hospital while I was on admission, the midwives told me that I had inverted nipples. So they had to use like syringes to pull out my nipples, like all sorts. And it's painful. Still, this child would not latch. He was not eating. And eventually, the doctors advised for me, hi, Ashley, for me to, give him baby formula. So I did. I was disappointed and all that, but I'm not against baby formula, don't get me wrong. I did give my babies baby formula. I'm okay, Ashley. Thank you. Thanks for being here. That moment I was just overwhelmed with a lot as a new mother. You don't sleep. You have to like thank you so much, Ashley. You have to like sacrifice a lot for a newborn. Thank you so much, Ashley. I'm so grateful for the gift. So it was a lot for me. It was a lot. And I was having this, I was still anxious, because I had lost a baby before. This new one was just keeping me very anxious. Is he breathing? Is he this? Is he that? And I'm sure every new mother goes through that because you think a newborn is so fragile and you want to make sure they're okay, right? But mine was like extreme for me because I had lost a baby once, and so it was quite difficult. Now that is the second challenging time, and I've gone through a lot, like I said, but I'm just touching on key ones. Okay, so I had another baby. God being so good, I had another girl. And for her case is, just so different. Every pregnancy is different, they will tell you. It was scary, actually, it was. And you know, I was pregnant with my daughter during COVID time. I got pregnant before COVID, like really, really became public in my country and all that. But it was during that process. And we all know how COVID came with so much. Hi, C Maglo. I see you are saying you're interested in the digital business. All right. So just there is a form on my live video on TikTok. Just click on the form, leave me your details, and I'll get in touch with you. Or you can go on my profile and pick my number. Just get in touch with me, or you can send me a message in my inbox, okay? And I'll get back to you. Today is about, sharing my story with you guys. So I won't talk about business in this video. Just reach out to me and I will talk to you. All right. So um, COVID was depressing in itself, and I was having this pregnancy, and I had health challenges and all that. At that moment, I had been applying to study in the UK for my master's the year before. I got my admission, I got scholarship, and I was really, really looking forward to this because when I lost my first child, I really wanted to just leave the country and just a new environment and to help me heal, and all that. But I just couldn't make it because I had my admissions in US, two schools in US, University of Massachusetts and University of Ohio, and both of them gave me scholarships, right? But I go to the embassy and they don't give me the visa. So I'm like, what's really going on? I'm just going to school. I needed a new scenery, and at the time I had had my son, so I felt maybe because I have a child, they feel like I'm not gonna come back. You know how it is in Africa, right? So I just decided to forget about US because all I wanted is to go to school and just leave, have a fresh environment and all that because I had gone through a lot. It was so difficult and I kept pushing. So when UK came around, I was really, really looking forward to it. And then I had some resistance here and there because I was trying to go to school and I had just had my son. He was just a year old at the time. So when I realized that I was pregnant, I told myself, you know what? I'm not going to say I'm not going to school because I'm pregnant. I mean, people do it all the time. I should be able to do it, right? So I still went ahead, put in everything they requested and all that, did everything, and it was time for me to go. But airports were closed, everything was shut down at the time. So we just had to wait. We had webinars and stuff with the uni. They encouraged us, they told us it's gonna happen, things will open up. So we were just keeping the faith and just waiting. Long story short, finally, I came to the UK when I was 7 months pregnant, alone. I knew nobody in the UK. I mean, when I say I knew nobody, I knew people in UK, but no, I don't have any family here. And even knowing people in UK, I had to come to know people after I was in, or when I was about to enter, I hear, oh, this person is in UK, that person is okay, those kind of stuff. I didn't really like have people. You get what I mean? So I came to UK 7 months pregnant to study for my master's. I was alone here in this country. My family was back home in Ghana, and I had to do everything alone. I mean, everybody needs help at some point in time. You can't do everything alone, right? So it was hard as it is, and it's COVID. Things are closed up, and I'm scared. I'm pregnant, I'm scared, so it was just like that. I didn't know how to navigate my way around the UK because I'm new, it's my first time, come on. So again, long story short, I had my baby finally. With after all the in-between challenges, I did have my baby. And one funny thing, let me just add this just to brighten the moment, was when I was in labor, I had to go to the hospital in a tram. Guys, in a tram. And after this video, I'm just going to say thank you to some people who have really been helpful. Yeah, Ashley, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So, I had this baby, and again, it was an emergency cesarean session. Remember, I said I was in labor. I went through the tram, got to the hospital. They said, baby is too big, and if you give birth to baby normally, she would have fractured shoulders, blah, blah, blah. We can help you if you still want to have the baby normally, because that was my first priority. I wanted to push this baby instead of a cesarean session because I was alone. I know how difficult it is for you to recover after a CS, and I know how quick you can recover after you push your baby. I know both. I've experienced both. So I told my doctor from day one, this is my priority. I'm here to study for my master's. I don't think I would be able to combine everything whilst healing after a cesarean session. So this is my priority. And my baby wasn't big until, that delivery time. My baby, throughout the pregnancy, the baby was not that big, right? So I had to go through the cesarean. I had to go through this cesarean session and still be alone, take care of my child, take care of me as I recover. And because of COVID, right after I was cut, that same day, I was sent home. Okay, and that's something I had not experienced before. I was sent home that same day. I have to do everything alone with this baby, and I'm in pain. Like, I don't know I don't know how to describe the pain, but just think about it. I have gone through a major, surgical procedure, and I've been sent home that very day because it's COVID and they don't want to risk people getting infected. So once you give birth, your vitals are good, everything is okay, you're sent home. Yeah, actually, it was unusual. I was sent home that very day. Okay, and I get home. This is something I've not really talked about on socials, but I get home and my landlord hits me with new information that his accommodation is not for newborns, and that he didn't know I was pregnant. He didn't notice I was pregnant for him to tell me or even accept my application. So unfortunately, I had to leave, and it was a very, very, upon, after thinking about how I'm going to be alone by myself and take care of this baby, and now I have to think about finding a new accommodation. I was living in a shared accommodation at the time, and I had amazing housemates. So I used to encourage myself that, if it gets too hard, at least I have people around me. I have people around me who can help me. So don't worry, take it easy, take it a day at a time and all that. And then he hits me with, you have to leave. Yeah, actually, I didn't really have lots of friends at that time, and I don't know how I'm gonna live with friends with a newborn baby, and my baby needs taken care of. I need taken care of. And it's so funny how after cesarean you sort of like experience a cough. It's so annoying. I've experienced that twice. And when you cough or even laugh, imagine the pain you feel down there. It was crazy. Yeah, but I had amazing housemates. They wanted to go hell and beyond to help me fight this landlord, but I didn't have the energy, right? So they could help in any way they could, but they can just do so much. At the end of the day, everything still lies with you. So after a week, I had to push myself to take care of the baby, push myself to start walking immediately, push myself to do this, push myself to do that, because I had to just face it, right? And it wasn't easy. I could be in my room and just cry, cry, cry. Sometimes when this baby is crying, I'm crying. When this baby is crying, I'm crying. I can't put myself together and all that. And I did it anyway. I had to do it anyway. I had no option, right? So after a week, I was out in the snow looking. It was snowing that year. For some funny reason, people were like, it's snowing so much in UK. I was in Nottingham, and Nottingham is cold. So that year it really snowed during winter, and I gave birth to my baby during winter. So I was in the snow looking for accommodation, going for viewings and all that. They were doing online viewings and all that, but some accommodations will still want you to come and view the place in person. I preferred that anyway, because sometimes the pictures and videos is not the same, so I had to, get this done. Now, I'm driving at something, a trend here. I got a little bit depressed when I had my son because I couldn't breastfeed and all that. But I had people around me. And here I was in a different country with less help than I had back home. And I just couldn't put myself together the way I should be putting myself together. I don't even know if what I'm saying is right, but the thing is, it was so difficult for me. And this thing I'm talking about here today, today is the first time I am opening up about this, how I got really depressed. Postpartum depression is real. But when I had my son, I had so many people around me, so many people trooped in and out of my house. Okay, so it wasn't, so it didn't really like get me down there below. But when I had my daughter and I was experiencing depression, it was so hard. And I don't even know why, but the thing is, I could not like open up to my midwife or the healthcare professionals that were helping me, because I had had a newborn. Like the first 10 days, they came visiting my home to check the baby, to check on me if there were no infections and all that, right? And they kept calling as well. They would ask me, am I okay? Is the baby okay? Am I resting? Am I this? Am I that? And one of them especially could tell from my voice that there was something wrong with me. So she asked me, are you being abused? All those usual safeguarding stuff. And I felt so scared to talk about how I felt, but I was dying inside. I reached rock bottom. I had people who would come in and help me from time to time. Friends I met on campus. Okay, friends I met, like from my home country, who were also in the same uni. They popped by here and there to help me, but at the end of the day, they can't stay with you. And it was still hitting me hard. Sometimes I felt I'm just being a bother to these people, so I still have to figure out how I'll go for shopping with my newborn, go do groceries. I go and come, like I really struggled. Like it was tough. But now let's come to, I don't want to like just linger on just the difficult part. There were still good times, Someone would think, you have a blessing, you have a baby girl, like a beautiful baby girl. It should be a joyous moment and all that. Guess what? It was a joyous moment. When family calls from back home, I would smile and all that. But behind that smile was something else going on that I never spoke about till today that I'm talking to you. And how did I overcome it? How did I overcome it? Every challenge I had gone through from back home, like I said, I had people, I had family, I had friends coming in and out like all the time, you know. But sometimes it's so difficult for us to ask for help. It shouldn't be. No matter how difficult it is, just ask. Ask for the help. If you're not able to ask, some people do offer the help. Take it. You can't do everything alone. You need to admit that to yourself. That is one of the things that got me going. I could not ask for help sometimes. Sometimes I could, sometimes I could not. Sometimes I just want to be left alone. Just don't bother me. Let me be in this alone. But when you do that continuously, it's very difficult to come out. Okay, and I'm telling you this from experience, right? That was one way. The other way, I'm a Christian. I prayed to God, asking God, just give me the strength to go through each day at a time. Now, when I was young, growing up, I loved the song "One Day at a Time" by Miriam Bellina or something, if I'm right. Yeah, and that song always reminds me to take a day at a time. In the song, there's a line that she said, "Show me the stairway I have to climb." This is how I understand that statement. Every stairway has a different step. Okay, it's a step by step for you to get to the top. So I always tell myself, take it a day at a time, take it a step at a time. Just, you can't do everything, you can't accomplish overcoming everything in one day. Just give the goals step by step. Just take your time. It's not a rush. Just take your time and heal, and that really got me through the difficult moment. Recently, I have had to face lots of challenging times as well, and at some point, I felt I had gotten to that low point again. But the thing is, you have to take it a day at a time. You have to take it a day at a time. Just don't beat yourself up. Postpartum depression or depression on its own or mental health issues. Sometimes when people talk about mental health, some people may be ashamed to talk about it because of like some sort of stigma or something, but don't be. It's real and it kills people slowly. Just admit that you need help, take the help when you are offered, and just take it a day at a time. Don't beat yourself up. You can do it. People go through difficult things too. The fact that theirs is not the same as yours doesn't mean they are not having a hard time. People have a hard time all the time. We all do have hard times. It's part of life, right? Life comes with ups and downs. It comes with difficult moments. But how you handle it is also very important. Take it a day at a time. Don't beat yourself up. Stay encouraged. When you are in those moments, it's not easy to encourage yourself. It's not easy to even take the encouragement people give you. Sometimes it comes through here and goes through here, right? But just keep fighting. Just keep pushing. I kept fighting. I kept pushing. And I told myself all the time, I am not going to give up. No. If I got to a point where I had to take a break, I will take a break. So don't just think that taking a break means you are lazy or taking a break means this or that. People have so many ways of expressing what taking a break means. But I'm telling you, if you hit that point where you need to take a break, take a break. You're only human. I am only human. I took breaks when I needed to take a break. If I knew that I had to just pause, hit pause on my life, no matter how difficult it was for me to hit pause, I do it. I try to do it until I make it at doing it. Stress doesn't help anybody. It does not help anybody. So if I'm here today sharing my story, I just want to encourage somebody out there. Like I said, this is something I have not openly spoken about. I'm sure some of my friends who listen to this today will be surprised that I'm saying today that I was depressed, because every time you called me, you will see this face smiling. But behind that smile, it only took people who were very observant to really notice that there was something wrong with me. And that brings me to the next step. I want to say a big thank you to my family and my friends who helped me through all those difficult times that I've been through. But I want to mention some names here. Don't worry if I don't mention your name. I'm grateful to anybody who contributed anything in my life. But I just want to mention some names. I want to say a big thank you to my friend Yaya. She's in Ghana. I want to say a big thank you to my friend Francisca. I say a big thank you to Monica, Stephanie, Peter Paul, Mark. You guys were so helpful to me. I can't begin to say thank you to you guys. I really appreciate all of you. And someone will say, so you didn't mention this, you didn't mention. I can't keep mentioning all the names here, but I just want to say a huge thank you to these names that have mentioned to you guys today. They were so helpful to me during those hard times. When I was in labor and I was going through the tram, the person I called was Monica. And it was so funny walking to the tram. And I think the tram driver realized I was in labor. Usually, if you are late, hi Ashley. Yeah, they are the best people. Walking to the tram, if you don't hurry, even if you are just few steps away from the stop, some tram drivers will just leave you behind because they are working with the schedule. The next one will come anyway, so they just leave, right? But I was not even close to the tram stop, and this tram driver just held on. He waited and waited to end. Whilst walking, I get to a point and the contractions will start. So I just take a pause. I stand and hold my knees and just wait for the pain to, go away before I walk again. And he waited for me to go into the tram till I got to Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Someone will ask, why didn't you go with a taxi? In fact, I didn't even know that my labor was that, the contractions were that. I felt it was just Braxton Hicks, but I wanted to go to the hospital to just get myself checked out because I wasn't sure, right? And I went with my luggage because I didn't know what was going to happen because I knew I was already full time. Anything can happen. And I just didn't take my time to wait till it was the worst time before I got into the hospital. So, you guys, I will leave you here. I don't want to talk too much. I have already done a lot of talking. But I just wanted to share with you that it's normal for people, all of us, every day, all of us to go through some kind of challenge. Talk to somebody. Take it a day at a time. Ask for help. Take the help that you are offered. And slowly and gradually, you will overcome. You will get through this. It's not that easy, but you have to try. You have to keep pushing. Keep pushing and you will get there. So I'm just going to leave you guys here today. You can watch the replay on my Facebook, my YouTube, my LinkedIn. I may post it on LinkedIn or not. I know LinkedIn is really for like some professional, setting. I may post it there, maybe not. But the point is I'm gonna keep the replay on my socials, Jenny Digital by Jennifer Edu. Just follow me on my channel, come to Facebook, follow me on my business page and catch up the replay. You can share with somebody whom you think this message can help, okay? And just help someone get encouraged. See you guys tomorrow. And until then, don't forget to smile, be happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys another time. Okay? Bye.